we are all caught up now with the anime of Delicious in Dungeon, or Dungeon Meshi.
It's really good. It's a really good cartoon. Really good anime.
It is, and I need the manga very much.
The characters are all stupendous. I love them all.
Yes, I'm in love with Senshi, because he reminds me of you. Here's the initial sketch, and then the drawing on top of the sketch. He does not stay that big. See?
We gotta dwarf him.
Yeah, and he started out like human proportions, and so I squatted him down to make him.
That's the best way to make a dwarf.
Yeah, just squat.
Human, squat, wide, done.
Yeah. And, I took some liberties in some of the costumes, and his beard just kept growing. Because even in
the show, it's down to its knees.
Sometimes his beard is huge, and sometimes when he doesn't have his helmet on, his beard is somehow much shorter, and only goes like halfway. It just depends on the day, I guess. I had a lot of trouble with the shoes. I wound up also making them entirely metal, which is not how they are, but, his shoes are weird.
Sandals.
They're sandals, but they have like a flat part that goes up in the front.
Pretty sure that's an OSHA violation in the dungeon to have open-toed shoes. If you shouldn't work at Starbucks with open-toed shoes, you shouldn't be in a dungeon with open-toed shoes.
I mean, Senshi's wearing very little in general. Grand scheme.
He's armored on the upper, just not the lower. Which for him, most attacks are going to come from above, so somewhat makes sense.
It's just his head, though. Like, he's not wearing a shirt.
I thought he had an armor, like, chest thing.
He might, under the fur, I don't know.
I thought it was a banded male thing, like...
Maybe. I don't know, his arms are naked, though.
Because he's got the leg, the continuation on the legs, and that's typically like a banded metal thing.
Naked arms, though.
Naked arms, though.
I gave him a braid. I also gave him what looked like...
Bread.
Cheese puffs? I don't know. I wound up deciding on a color later. I almost made it like Dayglow Orange, but I didn't.
You haven't even said what so you're drawing all the Dungeon Meshi characters, but what are they doing?
They're playing Dungeons and Dragons. Because I've decided Delicious in Dragons.
It's a very Dungeons and Dragons-y show.
Yeah.
I like the Japanese kobolds.
Yeah, they're puppies. Yeah, I like them a lot too.
Like, there was a divergence, apparently, because their popular video game at the time, kobolds were more dog-like. Mm-hmm. And in American tabletop, they became more reptile.
Yeah, lizardy. I had so much trouble with the length of his arm. You'll see. It changes. The characters, they're all adults, but, like, because of the size differences, they have this problem in the anime, too. But they're all different sizes, and so trying to draw them next to each other, I had to rearrange people a lot. A number of times to get it into a place where I thought it made sense.
Yeah, because you're drawing a guy, and then you realize, oh, this is Chilchuck. He's like half the size of Lyle, so...
Right, but he's still a guy. He's not like a child.
Yeah, he's not child proportions.
But, like... Yeah, but his eyes are still going to be a little bit bigger, and, like...
Yeah.
And no. I figure Kitty's just going to sleep. Her tail changes, because I realized the way her costume works, she doesn't have, like, a hole for her tail.
Mm.
It's just kind of under the skirt thing, so I do change that later. But, I figured she would be asleep during Dungeons and Dragons. Her personality does not seem like one that would be terribly invested.
She's just the player that's like, it's your turn, they roll and go 20. It's like, are you attacking, or whatever?
Yeah. And...
They came for the pizza and the camaraderie, but they get really bored of the rules.
Yeah, I'm like that. And I play a kitty.
You do the roleplay, though.
I do.
You have no idea what the combat mechanics are,
No.
but you do the roleplay.
I do. I gave her I don't know, fancier dress, a more like... Because I figured this is a casual setting. And I gave her still the sleeves that she's got where they're sewn.
Yeah.
Just because I thought that was a neat detail.
Yeah.
But she doesn't have the upper capey part. And I decided that she was going to have this sort of off-the-shoulder thing, because casual setting.
They've dressed her fancy.
Yeah. She's the character who has been in the most outfits, I believe.
Yes.
Other characters. Yeah, oh yeah, I didn't record his hand being fixed. That was the flash there, was me writing down crap I didn't record, because I had paused and walked away, and when I came back I didn't hit record to show you the fixing of his hand.
You spent a lot of time on this.
I did.
This was like a full day's work.
Yeah, it wound up at least 8 hours and 45 minutes. I can say at least because I didn't record that one part, and there was another part I didn't record, where the note is probably going to go too fast for you to read it. And but, you know, I just...
It came out really good, though.
Thank you.
Spoiler, I've seen the whole thing. Both of the current season Dungeon Meshi and your art. So...
That's true.
We should have said something about spoilers.
Well,
We might discuss spoilers.
I don't know if we have to, because, like...
Everyone dies.
No.
Shit.
No. Because here's Fallon, and Fallon is Linus's sister. And, you know, this is... Everything is fine. A lot of the time I'll draw a fan art that's just like, I've decided there's no problems.
Everyone gets along.
Yeah, everyone gets along. Nobody's dead. Nobody's having a problem. Nobody's altered in any way. That's what I did with the Stranger Things fan art. I did too, because it's just like, no, I've decided everybody's okay.
So I haven't watched everything, but like there's that mindset of just like, no, everything's gonna be cool. Mm-hmm. There's like a subset of the isekai of just someone who's like all powerful, and they're just like, I just want to build a communist society.
Yeah.
I just want to be nice to people.
Yeah. I like these characters. Let's put them someplace nice.
Yeah.
And that's effectively what I do. I did try to fix some of the line art, because some of the characters had a really thick line art, because I'm moving things around and making things bigger.
Some of the characters are a little thick.
I had so much trouble with this table. As you can see, I could not figure out how to do the table. People I can draw. Objects, not so much. Furniture, nope. I hated it. The stools don't make sense. They're not the right proportions to each other.
Well, my poor baby.
I gave her dice back. I figured he should be the DM.
Oh, he's definitely the DM.
And then...
He's obsessed with the monster manual.
Yeah. And then since she has the treats. Legs. That little note said legs.
Yeah.
Because I didn't draw any. But I will.
It's combining streams, because I am on my brain medication, but it's not working so well today. I do have a book I got off of Kickstarter, Heliana's Guide to Monster Hunting,
yeah.
Which is not only a guide to like having hunts of like big monsters, but then like what you can make from their body parts and what you can cook from monsters.
Yeah. Well, that's why I want the manga of Dungeon Meshi, because apparently there are recipes in it.
Yeah, I'm down.
And you can make the recipes. You just, obviously have to replace with equivalents in real life.
Well, cockatrice is chicken. And...
Yeah, exactly. Like crab for any kind of mimic.
The animated armors are basically muscles.
Yeah. Little cat foot.
So totally down. Stretchy cat foot.
Yeah. Little leggy. She's not that complicated to draw, and yet I made it so much harder than it had to be.
They all have some details that you want to make sure you include, so...
Yeah. I had to look up Fallon's shoes. Because I just did not understand. The show is very character-driven, so the character designs are very strong. So I wanted to make sure that I captured that as much as I could.
I like how they open up the world after, like, the first thrust of the story. We had a friend who watched episode 8.
Yeah.
And he's just like, mission achieved. I'm done with it. And, like, no, keep watching.
Yeah, you have to keep going. There's more.
The world opens up so much more after that, and they are not done with that mission.
No. But that's the thing. There's so much to these characters and to the story, and there's just layers, and you keep unfurling more and more as the story goes. So I'm invested. I need to know more. And it's a good study of character design and character interaction. You know, if you're doing your own stories, I recommend, in general, to watch Dungeon Meshi and to read the manga and to just understand character design. Because you can tell that Fallon and Liza are siblings, but they don't look the same, directly the same.
Yeah.
And it was easy enough to then make them look like them while not doing the style, really, of the anime or the manga.
They're all very like different in color and shape, but like we watched a video about character design that featured them and how you can swap their outfits.
Yeah,
And
they're
still
them.
and still tell them. Which like in American cartoons, especially like the ones that have to be made like cheaper, like the Hanna-Barberas,
Yeah, that doesn't
you
work.
cannot change the character's outfit because they're unrecognizable.
Yeah.
Like what makes them recognizable is the outfit that they always wear. To the point it's a joke in American cartoons. It's like, well, I always wear this.
Yeah. Well, in anime, in Japanese cartoons, you have that a lot too, where it's just like the difference is their hair color. Okay. What else?
The main character is the blue-haired one with the spikies.
Yeah, that's not really great either.
No.
Great for like if you're designing a toy, but not so much a character. So I like what Dungeon Meshi has done.
Yeah.
And you'll see sketches where she's...
Did you turn the cheese puffs into peas?
I don't know what I did. But she did things where she like swapped the races of the characters, and you can still tell who the characters are,
Yeah.
which is very cool as well. I don't know what the green things are. I don't know what they're about to eat.
Brussels sprouts.
Something snacky. I don't know.
They're like cheese puffs, but healthy.
Maybe like a leaf wrapped cheese thing. I don't know.
Ooh, like a fig leaf around some goat cheese.
Yeah, something like that. Something poppable in your mouth, but I don't know.
You justified it. It's fine.
I did.
Medieval cheese balls,
Medieval cheese balls.
but it's very wet cheese. So you have to wrap it in a fig leaf.
Well, because I didn't want to make it thick orange. That was my initial thought, but
Yeah.
they're not actually eating that, and I don't know what that would be.
It had to fit the color thing. Like,
yeah.
Like cheese doodles would definitely stand out. Mountain Dew yellow in this scenario.
Yeah. They've got some wine in an unlabeled bottle. Did I not color in the cork?
I don't know, man. It's your art.
I might have to go back in and color in the cork.
Yeah, you can't leave quarter-inch uncolored. People...
I know no one's gonna care, but I care.
No,
When-
it's fine.
It's fine for now, but if print happens,
I like how quickly you made a detailed sconce.
I was...
Just like, not just guys, just made a very detailed wrought iron sconce, and we're just not pinching it at all.
I tried to make it like magic fire, but it didn't really read, so I do change that later. You saw that I changed it
We
later.
talked about how the blue kind of like drew the eye away from everything else.
Yeah.
Like the thing we were talking about, the day glow colors.
Yeah. So, no. But yeah, I tried to mimic the green goes into a lighter green, goes into a teal, goes into the blue.
Greens, blues, browns, grays.
Yeah, tried to make it all kind of work together
Yeah.
as much as it possibly could. And then texture. Yeah, I don't know what the green things are.
Well, we just said it's goat cheese and fig leaves.
Sure. And I shaded with sometimes the same color but darker, and sometimes a slightly different color, depending on what the main color was and what was going to look nice.
So the color but darker, but also if you a proper bluish hue can look really good as a shadow.
Yeah.
Depending on like where they are,
Yeah.
the source of the light and all that.
Like, technically, I think that Jill Chuck is also wearing white. I think there are a lot of characters that have white, and I just decided, you know what? Pale blue.
Well, flat white's kind of boring.
Yeah. And just shading forever.
Spend a lot of time on your boy, your favorite boy.
He is my favorite boy. Did him and Lila, very you similar characters.
Just to combine them, you got the excitability, but also I'm gonna make something.
Did I just not record the background? I guess not. Well,
You did mention that there were a couple of times you kind of skipped it.
yep. So anyway, here's the finished piece.
Yay! It looks good.
Thank you.
Rock on.
Rock on.